New images from the Witcher TV series have been released publicly on Instagram by Henry Cavill, there's some on Twitter, and other websites by various people and groups. Most notably is the Polish version of the FilmWeb website, where we have more detailed images to look at. The first and most notable one being one of Geralt from behind sporting one sword. Now immediately I thought, wait a sec, don't Witchers carry two? One steel sword for humans and a silver one for creatures. Well, yes, but not at the same time necessarily. Now, that would alienate some of the gaming fans, which is why this whole show is even being put together. But if we're talking about strict lore, it's totally fine. Geralt would carry his silver sword on Roach, his horse, and use it only for specific monsters like vampires or lycans. The problem is we're not sure which sword is which here. Based on the shape of the hilt and the runes on the sword, this would be closest to the game version of the silver sword. However, according to the books, the hilt of silver swords are cruciform or in the shape of a cross, which would imply the other sword, so we're not sure which is which here. Another detail is the shape of Geralt's medallion, which is the game version has a actual wolf's head, but in the books it's not exactly described as being whatever. It's just more practical that the School of the Wolf medallion is actually shaped like a circle and wouldn't have glowing ruby eyes that light up or shake when you encounter evil creatures. This is just a silver medallion that a skilled blacksmith could possibly produce. Another interesting element from Henry Cavill's Instagram is the combination of the three logos, that being the Wolf School logo, a star object, and a bird. Now, by virtue of its placement, the star represents Yennefer and the bird is Ciri. Now, that's not literally Yennefer's obsidian necklace, as hers is a 5-pointed upside-down star, whereas Netflix's uses 8 points. She is shown wearing a choker with a pendant, but we're not sure if that's the same thing, and it probably should be, because why would they invent some random piece of jewelry that isn't lore-specific? And Ciri's is a symbol of the swallow, or the word of the elder speech, Ziriel. In the book, Ziriel is a gold, I can't pronounce that, sword forged by gnomes in Tir Tokair and is given to Ciri as a gift. We see this in one of the endings of The Witcher 3 as a gift given by Geralt to her. Now she have had multiple medallions, those being the wolf, the griffin, and the cat. So she ends up keeping the cat medallion, I believe. Now, regardless of the medallions and symbols, this showcases that the idea of the Witcher TV series on Netflix is going to focus on these three main characters, and that is always a good thing. As for the portrayal of the characters, or whether or not the characters look like the actors, Cavill does look like a really beefy, strong Geralt. Luckily, his hair this time around looks like actual hair and not a wig. Ciri, aside from the blondish hair, looks pretty darn good, although she should probably be a touch younger. And Yennefer looks totally fine, although I'm sure many people wanted other actresses to play the role. As for the costume design, I'm not against the studded armor on Geralt. The studs could certainly be a bit bigger, but the Wolf School taught a balance of fighting styles between the other Witcher schools, so it does work with what we know. Ciri is okay. She doesn't require any specific garment as far as I can remember. And for Yennefer, she was always known to have all sorts of elaborate dresses, as well as some sort of combat clothing as well. So this look is pretty good, looks totally fine, and generally that's how sorceresses are supposed to look. The main problem here are still these weird guard guys from May. Not sure where they came from. They're supposed to be Nilfgaardians apparently. Hard to say, but they just look out of place, ridiculous, and something you'd see off some sort of one-shot episode of Xena Warrior Princess. So anyway, things are at least looking great for the main characters of The Witcher, their look, their costume, their details, which is of course the focus of a story and the idea behind a good adaptation of a story, at least to television.